On ESPN Cricket for Match Day, we will now look ahead to the first of the three-match T20I series. It's India v Australia. Let's see what Tom Moody and Deep Dasgupta have to say on our preview statements. Right, gentlemen, let's get underway. We know now that Australia are going to be without David Warner for this T20I series. Our first statement, therefore, Tom, is that they should consider Glenn Maxwell to open the batting in this series. Thoughts?
Well, it's very tempting, particularly given his form and, the thought of Maxwell and, the shots that he's got available in those first 6 overs will be riveting watching. But I think they'll stick with Darcy Short. Darcy Short has done it for Australia on a number of occasions. He's got a very good domestic Big Bash record as an opener. So I'd imagine they'll go with Darcy Short and want Maxwell to continue his form in the middle order.
He has opened the batting for Australian T20Is in the past, Deep. And we keep talking about where this Maxwell was in the IPL. Well, a T20 format returns. Would you have Maxwell at the top?
Obviously would be tempted, but I don't think so, because I'll tell you why. When you look at that 11 and you want to maximize that 11, I think you're better off Maxwell batting in the latter end of the innings. I'll keep him for the last 5-6 overs and finish off games, because you have good enough openers, but I don't know whether they have a better person or better personnel than Maxwell to finish off games. So I think looking from that perspective, I'd rather have him to finish off games than open.
All right, let's go to our next statement. And Deep, India have a few selection calls to make, in particular as to who their two spinners will be. We're saying that they should play Yuzvendra Chahal and Washington Sundar. The other spinner, of course, in the squad is Ravindra Jadeja.
Well, I'll go with both of them. Especially the way that Ravindra Jadeja is batting, I'd definitely go with Ravindra Jadeja and also Washington Sundar, who can contribute with the bat as well. And that also gives you a sixth bowling option as well, if you look at it. According to my playing 11, I've got both of them in there.
Wow, that's interesting, Tom. You'd say then that Jadeja would have to come in for one specialist batsman, whether that's Manish Pandey or somebody else. That's the figure. Would you play all three spinners?
Look, I wouldn't personally. I'd make the hard call, and I would play Washington Sundar and Chahal purely because I know what Jadeja can do. And we know he's an integral part of Indian cricket in all formats. But I just feel that India need to know more about Washington Sundar and just to expose him as well. With 2 T20 World Cups coming up over the next 15, 16 months, I'd like to see more of him to see what he's capable of doing, because he could be quite a vital member of that side, with certain matchups with a lot of left-handers in the opposition.
All right, let's go to our next point, and this is where we discuss India's batsmen. Let's start with the opening. And Tom, we're saying that Rahul and Dhawan should open for India. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, that's the obvious one. With Rohit Sharma out, he's the obvious first picked, along with KL Rahul as his opening pair. I'd be tempted, though, to not go back to Shikhar Dhawan purely on the basis that, I'd like to explore more to what Agarwal can offer. He had a very, very good IPL along with Shikhar Dhawan. But I think it's important, again, for the same reason with Washington Sundar, that you expose Agarwal to some international T20 cricket just to see what he's capable of doing.
All right. They both come off great IPLs, like Tom points out, Deep. Dhawan's the left-hander. Would you play Rahul and Mayank, or would you play Rahul and Dhawan?
I'd play Rahul and Mayank, because I think they've got this partnership going together for Kings 11 as well, and I think they're very comfortable. They've been playing junior cricket together, so I think I'll keep that partnership going forward as well. Mayank and KL would be my choice.
All right, so no place for Shikhar Dhawan for both Tom and Deep. Very interesting. Is there place for Navdeep Saini? Let's go to our next statement. We're saying that India should consider resting Saini for the entire T20I leg, Deep, and give the opportunity to the likes of Deepak Chahar, Natarajan, the other seamers available.
Right, and I gave it a good thought. And for me, I think I'm going to give Shami and Bumrah a break from the T20, and I will actually try and make them play the side game on the 6th with the red ball. So I'd rather get them ready for the test matches. And that does not give me too many options then. I'm not left with too many options. So obviously there is Deepak Chahar and Natarajan, which according to me should play. Along with them, I think then obviously the third choice for a seamer would be Navdeep Saini. So I think I'm going to go with Navdeep Saini and because I want to give Mohammad Shami and Bumrah a break and get them ready for the test matches.
That's a curious one. The tour game, the red ball game is coinciding with the T20Is. How would you go, Tom?
Yeah, look, I'd be rotating both Bumrah and Shami. For me, they'd play one of the three T20 matches. I certainly wouldn't be playing them in all of them, and certainly wouldn't be playing them at the same time. To me, it's a great opportunity for India to have a look at Chahar and also Natarajan, who had a reasonably good debut the other day in the 50 overs. So, again, looking ahead towards the World Cup, India need to know more about what their depth of their squad looks like, and to expose them to international cricket is important.
All right. And finally, we're saying, Tom, that India are favourites going into the T20I series.
Yeah, look, I don't buy that argument. I understand that India have got a good record against Australia in T20s, but I feel that the confidence Australia's got from the 50 overs, I think also, even though India won that last ODI in Canberra, I still feel they feel a little bit knocked around from those first two matches in Sydney. So Australia, I think, go in as equal favourites. I think it's a very even contest. Warner's obviously a big loss to Australia, but that aside, we don't know what either Australia or India are going to do strategically with resting players in preparation for the 4 test matches.
There is a feeling deep among perhaps Indian fans that the questions on the ODI team don't quite carry forward to the T20I team. They can still play with 5 bowlers. They can still pose a bigger threat. Maybe this is their best chance to win one of the series in Australia in this 3-legged tour.
Yes, this could be. Looking at the record and the fact that everyone has been playing a lot of T20 cricket in the last couple of months. This would be, the format of preference for most of them at this point in time. But keeping in mind the fact that there would be some strategic, changes or calls taken because of the test series coming up, and also because the fact that the side game is coinciding with the T20 series as well. So there might be a few changes. Both the teams might not be playing with their best playing 11 right through the series. So keeping both these things in mind, I'd say it's an evenly balanced series as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you very much, Deep Dasgupta and Tom Moody, for looking ahead to the first T20 between India and Australia at Canberra. This was our preview on ESPN Cricket Info Match Day.